Hi, so yes, it is Taco Thursday. That means that I'll be making tacos later tonight. Aaron didn't feel too terribly well last night. I'm not necessarily sure if it's because he ate too much pizza yesterday or if there was something on the pizza, but he's kind of exhibiting the signs of kind of food poisoning, or it was just sick probably from eating, because he didn't have the stuffed up nose, or he didn't have the congestion. He just sort of had muddled brain and stuff. Head cold it could have been, but usually when someone's actually bacterial or viral sick, they've got some sort of respiratory issue going on, and it's just his constant breathing issue that's been happening. So that's the intro for today. It's going to be a fairly short video. Well, like I said, it's Taco Thursday. I'll place a link to the video right there if you really want to watch me make tacos. It's kind of a long video because I do it again. I'll probably make another one and do it really short. Anyways, so Tuesday, Aaron came home and saw me having a come down. A come down from what, you may ask? Well, long time ago, I brought up in one of my Asperger videos about the kinds of meltdowns. Now, it's hard to distinguish externally between the rage and fear ones. Usually what gets me going on mine is fear. Rage is sometimes stress-induced, and that's when I shut down, but I'm just so angry at something. But there is an overwhelming emotion. And Tuesday, I rewatched the video a couple times on the computer so I didn't fudge my views on YouTube, that I was actually kind of in what would be considered a joy meltdown. It's really hard to see those, because when you think of meltdown, you're thinking, just sobbing and crying and stuff. Well, technically that's a fear meltdown, and that's what probably a lot of kids have, is they rock back and forth because they're soothing themselves. However, during a joy meltdown, nobody notices it because they call them manic. But it actually is another meltdown. It's you have so much emotion, you have no idea what to do with it. So you kind of shut down your brain, or your brain kind of shuts down, and you don't know and blah. And I went through that, but I didn't notice it because it's so good feeling that I came down from the high. And Aaron was come home, he goes, but I'm like, I'm hungry. And it explains a lot of things about what happened on Tuesday. Is I was hungry, I was disoriented, my brain had overworked itself. You can probably call it a manic phase, but like I said, I was coming down from it. Well, why would I have a joy emotion? Why do you think? Watch Tuesday's video. I'll put a link right there. And if you don't, I just posted something on Reddit about a concern of mine, especially kind of being an aspie, and I wouldn't understand what people are saying, especially at the premiere. And it says a concern of mine for next weekend. It's technically next Wednesday, but, Wednesday through Friday, this will apply to a lot of people that are going to premieres that don't necessarily have 3D or whatnot, or theaters even near them, but they want to go and they want to be in costume, and that there's going to be, I guess would be considered constructive bullying. is what the people see it as, constructive bullying. And it's the Kirk versus Picard. It's the TOS versus TNG. And I'm like, why does it have to be those two? That's what gets me. Why does it have to be those two? Why can't it be, Voyager? Nobody likes DS9. Nobody likes Enterprise. Nobody likes the reboot. Well, if you don't like the reboot, why the hell are you here? There are some people that are so, and I've noticed this on the Star Trek subreddit, there are people absolutely having conniptions over the fact that there's another reboot that ruined the universe. And I'm like, no, just no. And, so I'm worried that next Wednesday, when I go to the theater in the uniform, that there's someone going to ask, well, where's that uniform from? What is it? And I'm like, oh, and I start explaining it. And they're like, oh, from Star Trek Online. Well, that's not Trek. Well, technically it is. Because CBS, the people that owns the Star Trek, they look over it. Cryptic says, hey, we'd like to make this. CBS has gone, no. They've actually vetoed a lot of things. And Star Trek Online does not have access to any of the CBS licenses that include the reboot. So, what do? Well, what I've brought up about this, Star Trek Online and the reboot are Star Trek. They are looked over by CBS. They are not necessarily apocrypha, but they're not necessarily, well, technically I believe the reboot is canon. And to an extent, since CBS is kind of overruling Cryptic on a lot of things, they say that it's effectively canon. So, but it's just effectively canon. So, that's pretty much that. If you think I'm going crazy, that I'm going to get flamed or something for having a Star Trek Online uniform at a reboot movie premiere and not just a convention, and I basically, I feel an immense amount of pride. Like, I don't know how to understand these feelings other than pride. And I get so warm inside when I look at the video, or I look at the pictures, or I go into the closet to get a shirt out in the morning and that thing's hanging there. I don't want to say thing like it's distasteful, but it's hanging there because I have yet to put it in one of those suit covers. So that's that. And, well, it looks like this isn't that short. But I will leave you all and give you some things to think about. Please talk in the comments. Like this video if you have some sort of idea about it. If you have ideas about maybe how to get me over this sort of fear, go ahead in the comments. I will chit-chat with y'alls tomorrow, and maybe I'll answer some questions or talk about what happened in the comments today. Bye!